So for today's cruise news, we have a story that immediately makes us think about a horrible situation involving a famous ship that inevitably ended up turning into one of the greatest movies and love stories of our generation. Now, thankfully for this story, things did not get that bad. In this particular case, it's all about the money. So I am going to play a quick clip for all of you, and then we'll go over the details of this story. And also, if you guys are interested, at the end of this video, I do have a couple channel announcements that, like I said, if you guys are interested, you may want to hear. If not, it's totally okay.
John Sonell and his girlfriend Angela Hansen saved for a year for a 9-day cruise to Alaska aboard their Norwegian Sun. They went with another couple and everything was great until...
Then we were going into Hubbard Glaciers and the captain hit an iceberg. Little icebergs were going and all this, and the next thing you know, boom.
The damaged boat headed back to Seattle and they received this notice from the captain. They'd get their money back and a free cruise at a future date. Angela paid separately and has received all of her money back. Their friends did too, but John wasn't so fortunate. He expected $4,664, but has only received $2,760. He believes he's still owed $1,914.
And I paid him one lump sum, so I don't know why I'm not getting it all back in one lump sum.
John tells me he and his travel agent reached out to Norwegian, but received an email stating, quote, "Our records indicate the refund was processed to the method of payments used on the reservation." John insists that's not the case.
So this incident actually took place back in June earlier this year.
God, Titanic 2.0. Oh my God.
Yeah, we hit a big old one.
Oh my. We hit some iceberg.
We hit some ice.
We hit some ice. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So cool. Come here. Come on.
Whoa.
This couple was doing a 9-day sailing on board the NCL SUN, and they wanted to have an Alaskan adventure to the final frontier. And, well, unfortunately, the ship ended up hitting an iceberg. Now, NCL told the couple that they will be getting a full refund, and they paid about $4,600 for the cruise. They ended up inevitably and unfortunately getting about $2,700 back. So you're talking about $2,000 that's missing. Whenever they contact NCL told them that the rest of the money went to things like the service fee, the airfare, the hotel, and shore excursions. So NCL had no part in giving them that money back, and if they wanted that money back, they'd have to contact their travel agent, and this is where unfortunately the trouble begins. So I'm going to look at this as both a passenger and a businessman. There are a couple things that I want to point out. Whenever something like this happens, yes, I do believe that NCL is justified in stating that all the stuff that they don't personally take care of is essentially out of their hands and they can't deal with it. So they do have to go to either the other companies or the travel agent if they booked with a travel agency. Now, I will just say that if something like this does happen, guys, maybe you don't have to do it immediately because, let's be honest, very few people do. You always want to read the fine print on the refund, cancellation policy, changing policy. Just read all of the paperwork, especially if something like this, like hitting an iceberg, as rare as it is, actually goes down. And if there is a situation that you are worried about, concerned about at all, you want to make sure to the best of your ability it is taken care of right then and there at that moment. Because let's be real, we all know customer service for most cruise lines out there, unless you are part of the elite side of their loyalty program, if you're up there, yeah, they'll work with you. Otherwise, well, you're going to go through some complications. Now, thankfully, this couple did book through a travel agency. And honestly, this is something a lot of people don't typically do. I know myself was kind of like, I wasn't really down for travel agents. I thought that was something that was prehistoric, and it's something that dinosaurs do. You don't need a travel agent these days because everything is so simple to do online. However, when it comes to situations like this, when you're in need of refunds and you have a lot of phone calls to make, let's say you're a busy person, or you just don't want to deal with waiting on the phone for hours and hours and hours trying to talk to somebody, a representative or whoever, the travel agent's job is to handle that throughout the entirety of your cruise. And that's even after the cruise should there be an incident. Which is why also, guys, I do highly promote my travel agent partners. They are absolutely amazing touring plans. If you're going to check them out, they will be in the description box below. They don't only book cruises, they book theme parks, resorts, all the other stuff that you guys may be interested in. So yeah, make sure you check them out. But either way, I will say for this particular story, thankfully they do have a travel agent, so hopefully they can potentially get this situation situation resolved. If not, then I guess it is what it is. Unfortunately, these situations don't always work out in the favor of the passenger because there's so many giblets and details that go into all of this, because technically, yes, everything was fine up until the ship, the NCL Sun, hit the iceberg. So if everything was good from the hotel stay to the airfare, nothing happened, they made it there safely and alive, the airlines do have an argument to make and say, wait a minute, well, we got you where you need to go, we got you home, there shouldn't be an incident on our end, we deserve our money because we gave you the service that we said we were going to. And just because you had an incident on the ship does not justify the fact that you get a full refund for everything. On that front, I do understand, unless they actually booked everything directly with NCL, then, well, there are more complications that obviously need to get resolved. However, I'm going to turn all of it to you. Do you think NCL is justified in releasing their side of it? Do you think that they are responsible for giving the couple their full refund? Or do you think it's up to the rest of the companies, like the hotels that they were involved with, and NCL should also keep the service charge? Let me know in the comment section below. I know there's a lot of details I guess would need to be hashed out. Couldn't find them as far as if NCL paid for everything, or if everything rather was booked through directly NCL. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on, I do want to quickly go over a few announcements for the channel. And by the way, I'm sure a lot of you were wondering, I told you we had a speaking event over in Baltimore talking to like older people and kids just about YouTube, social media, just the whole entrepreneur thing that's going digital these days. I'm going to say it went absolutely amazing. I had a great time, and well, I hope I can do more of these speaking events down the road, but I guess we will see. Fingers crossed, time will tell. But I will say, while I was there, it was cool to get in touch with a local community, and it made me think about my own community that I have here online when it comes to my channel, the Ship Life, and my Facebook group and everything else in between. Well, I've decided that I am going to bring back live streams. I know a lot of you have been asking about it. So starting tomorrow, every Monday, I will be doing a live stream, usually in the evening time around 6 p.m. my time, or local time rather. And well, hopefully you guys are willing and want to actually tune in. You can ask me questions and all that stuff as well. Now, of course, this is as long as I actually have Wi-Fi and I'm not traveling. As most of you know, I do travel quite a bit. I still have a lot of traveling to do between here in the United States, cruises, and even over in Europe between now and the rest of the year. So I will try to find a way. If there is an event in which I'll be busy on a Monday, I'll try to do it maybe on a Sunday, but I'll do my best to work it out. But also, I want to let you guys know that I will be starting a Patreon as well. I know a lot of you want advice on cruise ships, you want advice on YouTube and all that stuff, and I have a lot of photos and stuff that either I can't put on YouTube, or stuff that maybe it might be just, I don't know, too much for me to actually log into my YouTube channel. Maybe there's pictures of new ships that you guys want, like for example the NCL Prima. I have a ton of clips and videos and pictures and stuff that I can't just sit here and load onto YouTube. So if you guys would be interested in that, I will be starting that maybe sometime this week, and you'll be able to support my channel for as low as $2 a month, and then I'll kind of have like a ranking system. Depending on how much you pay, you can get direct access to me where you can ask me questions, call me, all that other stuff as well. But I'll get it all worked out and let you guys know the details. Either way, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see all of you later. Take it easy.